Hello everybody, this is just a post-review thing to say that right now I am not very well and I have got an extremely sore throat and I did not enjoy recording this review because every time I had to speak, and even speaking now, is causing me great pain on my vocal cords. But these reviews have to be up on Sunday whether I like it or not, so I'm sorry if there is no videos tomorrow, but I am straining my vocal cords as it is and was during that review, so again, sorry if there's no videos tomorrow, and I'm sorry if this review sounds a little bit weird, but it's because I've got a bad throat and I am sick as shit right now. So, anyway, enjoy the review. This is going to be a blast, is it not, my loyal employees? All the robots tried to kill you a few months ago, but Foxy is sexy and look at all of the porn of him. You just can't get enough of that sexy bastard. So here's more of him, for $10 of course. You know you want to bend over for that sexy fox, so you better cough up the dough for the same game. So remember last time in my Rebirth review when I said this is what a remake should be, and that if we were in a museum, it would have a tiny little plaque underneath it saying how a remake should be made? Well, Five Nights 2 is the polar opposite in that, and this is how it should not be done. Why? It's simple. It's a cheap cash-in with all of these points. 1. This was made in under a month. Wow. Really? 1 month? It took Ed and Tyrone 3 years to remake Isaac, making sure everything was perfect and much better than the original. Well, Mr. Scott took that advice and threw it in the bin. Take the exact same game, fix nothing, and add things that make it worse. You see, let me be clear. Five Nights 1 was an okay game. It was a funny little game that got a lot of people's interests, and with its backstory it gave it quite the fandom, and it was only £5. This was something I could get behind. The jump scares were annoying, but it was an indie game, and considering how much money it got, this was the perfect opportunity to make something great, adding to the story for number 2. Like, now with the millions it's racked up from Markiplier and PewDiePie fans, for number 2, we can now go explore the entire pizza place, interact with the animatronics, and learn who was the killer, why did he do it, how were the children's souls bound to their respective characters, while also finding out new stuff like why Foxy is crazy and why is he the only one that doesn't remember being human. But nope, here's the same exact game on the iPad with no heart or soul put into it. Also, I'm charging double the price. Now that's not entirely true, Spyro. It's not the exact same game. Oh yes, how silly of me. There is now no doors and you have to wind a music box. So, you're effectively paying double the price for hard mode. Which brings us to the point of why FNAF 2 failed. As mentioned, I like the first one. I've played the second one. Dragger has played it, Pewds has played it, Markiplier has played it, Nate Wants to Battle has, everyone has. But from everyone I have both spoke to and watched who has spent time with the game and the experience with the game myself, we hit one really bad flaw that makes the whole game fall to pieces. That was the balancing. It fucking sucked. And ironically, the music box was added to try and fix the balancing. You see, in the first night, everyone eventually figured out that there was no point in switching to different cameras, like ever, and the best way to beat 2020 mode, or the impossible night, and to make all of the nights a piece of piss, was to just sit there in the dark, checking the doors every so often, and just leaving your camera on the Pirate Cove camera, as Foxy was your biggest threat, and your only threat. No other one mattered. No other one needed to be watched, as eventually they would all come to the door. You just had to see when Foxy was going to run. So, how can we balance this? I know, let's add no doors and a music box without thinking about it at all, as while both these issues can balance the game, you forgot that the AI gets better from night 3 onwards, so you run into the same problem. All other cameras become null and void. No camera matters, except for the music box room. So you spend half your time flashing the light down the corridor, and the other half leaving the camera on the music box room and winding it up. However, this creates 2 problems. 1. The music box is not like Pirate Cove where you can just check it. The box itself must be wound, and after several fails and the fact the nights drag on, it starts to become real tedious real fast. And as for the no doors thing, it was a good idea, but the AI is way way too damn harsh, and if one is in the room, you have to put the mask on in literally half a second, and even then, if it's being a dick, that wasn't fast enough. Combine this with the two instant fuck yous of the game, being Mangle and Balloon Boy, which if you're not familiar, once they are in your room they disable something, like Balloon Boy disabling your flashlight, so if he gets in the room you just have to sit back and wait for Foxy to jump out of the darkness and fuck you. All this combined makes the one thing FNAF had going for it be lost. As, by the time that you reach night 5, you are dealing with winding the fucking music box up, getting instantly fucked by the two insta-kills of the game, not having the clairvoyant space brain to know that someone was going to be in the room, so you put your mask on as soon as you see them, only to be screwed because you were too slow, and that one black shadow hallucination showing up to crash your game if he's feeling like a dick. It all amounts to complete anger and frustration. The jump scares now fail. Now you know it's coming, and the waiting game only winds you up even more to the point where you can't play the game. Oh look, the music box ran out. I know you're coming, just get it over with so I can try again. Oh, hi old Bonnie, I put the mask in 0.5 of a second, but I know that was even too slow. Oh look, you got me, I'm so scared. Well, Balloon Boy got in, so let's just sit back and relax. Oh, hi, Foxy. I totally did not see that coming. How could I have ever known that you were going to do that when the flashlight is the thing that stops you and that is the one thing that Balloon Boy disables? I'm so scared. Lastly, speaking of Balloon Boy, nice to see the new animatronics fucking me over. Those new ones that you spent all your money on and hyped up in the posters. Seriously, what was the point in even having them when old Bonnie and old Chica show up in the room and it's old Foxy that's going to lunge out at you? I'm not even joking. Go watch Nate's Let's Play, Pewd's Let's Play, play the game for yourself. You will never be fucked over by the new versions of the gang. Sure, you will see new Chica and new Freddy in the hall, but never ever once have I ever seen anyone be fucked over by them. Never have I seen new Chica come into the room. She just stands there out in the hallway for a moment then leaves. Maybe because you spend all your time and money on that music box. But you see, boys and girls, balance only works if it balances the problem. Take Dark Bum in Issac Rebirth. He is OP as shit and can turn a lost run into a one run just like that. To balance this out, Ed made him spawn 1% of the time, so you will never see Dark Bum as he's super rare. That is how you balance something. Now, take everyone just watching Pirate Cove to see when Foxy is coming. To balance Foxy cam out, we added a music box that you have to wind, forcing you to stay on the same camera, as in later nights you will not have time to switch to anyone, and why would you, as eventually all of the others will come to the door. That's not fixing the problem. The right way to fix it would have been to give each one some kind of different ability, forcing you to keep an eye on all of them, as if you don't, they will fuck you over. But no, just replace Foxy with a music box that you have to tediously wind. So, my final verdict for this game is a poor 1 out of 5, as it's the same game. Same check the camera, flash the light at things, just put on a mask rather than close a door. Combine that with tedious music box and frustrating insta-kill robots, it's more of a battle of patience than scary, and after it's ground you down to that point, all of the jump scares mean nothing. Do not look for inspiration nor innovation here, for this is not but a quick cash grab sequel, falling under the Call of Duty model. Well, they liked this shit last year, so here's more of the same, only worse. Also known as the Black Ops 2, which was a good COD game, to more of the same Ghosts, which was completely shit. If you like Five Nights at Freddy's, or had any affection for it, as I did, just play the first game over again. All FNAF 2 is hard mode. No doors, more frustration. You will be more annoyed than scared. You will focus more on micromanaging music box bullshit than having fun. And $10! That's twice the fucking original! You can't charge twice as much for a game that you finished in half the fucking time. It took you, from what I know, 3 months to make Five Nights 1, and that was $5. You can't make a shitty sequel in 1 month under half the time of the original and charge double the price for it when A, it's just hard mode, and B, it's worse than the original. This shit should have been hard mode DLC for the original and half the price you're paying now. What's that? It still has Foxy in it. Oh, well, I have to give it a perfect 6 out of 5 then, as he's a fox and the entire furry fandom knows why I have to give the fox a perfect score, as oh, Foxy.